Pierre Auguste Renoir was born February 25th, 1841, in France. He was one of 7 children. When he was 4 years old, the family moved to Paris. As a boy, he sang in the church choir, and he had a beautiful singing voice. In fact, his teacher thought that he should become an opera singer. But all Renoir wanted to do is just draw all day. Renoir's first painting job was in 1854, and he started working at a porcelain factory. Porcelain is a type of white glass that's used for cups and plates and jewelry boxes, and he would paint these beautiful designs of flowers on them. They were very expensive. He worked there for 4 years, painting designs on cups and saucers, and he was only 13 years old. Renoir was very talented. In fact, this is one of the saucers that he did. In 1861, Renoir enrolled in a famous art school in Paris. He became friends with many artists. They liked to paint scenes from the outdoors. This is called en plein air, which means in open air. They did not have a lot of money, so they helped each other out with food and painting supplies, and they actually spent most of their money on painting, on paints and brushes. They were called the starving artists. This is some of the friends that were called the Impressionists that would work together. Renoir painted in the style called Impressionism, which is marked by short brushstrokes and bright colors. He was a little bit different from the other Impressionists because he liked to paint subjects and of people rather than outside objects. As you can see, here's a couple of girls at a piano. And here is his wife and daughter outside in front of a garden. As he became older, it was difficult to paint with his old hands. It was hard for him to hold the paintbrush, and he often had to tie the paintbrush to his hand. He called this painting on his thumb. But he never wanted to stop painting, even when he couldn't paint, and he found very creative ways to create masterpieces until he died. This painting here is titled Umbrellas. Sometimes when we look at a painting, we want to ask ourselves what is going on in the painting. What do you notice first about this painting? If you're in this picture, what you might think that you would hear? What is the weather like outside? Do you have any clues from the painting what it would be like? What's the main color that you see? Let's look closer at the umbrellas. It's like a lot of blues, but not just one shade of blue, different shades of blue. When we have lighter and darker versions of a color, as artists, we call this tints and shades. For this week's projects, we're going to learn about how to use paint to create tints for lighter colors, like sky blue or pink, and shades for darker colors, like navy blue or forest green. Here are some examples of some finished artwork that yours might look like when you're done. By adding white, gray, or black to a pure color, such as blue, you can create a tint, or a lighter color, a tone, which is just a different color, or a shade, which is a darker color of that pure color. And we're going to practice this and make a cool umbrella painting. Good luck!